A new city, new faces, one choice that could change her life forever. Ajua arrives with dreams, determination, and the weight of expectations. But nothing prepared her for the connection that would awaken her heart and test everything she thought she knew about love and control. Ajua barely slept. Her alarm rang at 6 a.m., but she had been awake long before that, staring at the ceiling and feeling the weight of tomorrow pressing against her chest. The cultural meeting, Ethan's invitation, her mother's weekly call. Everything was happening at once, and she felt like she was balancing glass bowls on her fingertips. One wrong move and everything would shatter. Ajua sat between tall shelves of books, pretending to revise her notes, but her eyes kept drifting to her phone. A message from Ethan had arrived an hour ago. "I hope you're having a good morning. I'm looking forward to today." Just reading it made her stomach twist, not from fear, but something softer. Yet the guilt followed right behind. She imagined her mother saying, "Ajua, don't embarrass your family abroad." Those words lived rent-free in her mind. She put her head down on the table. This wasn't supposed to be complicated. She wasn't even supposed to like Ethan this much. Her class ended early and she stepped out into the cold air, rubbing her hands together. That's when her phone rang. Mama calling. Her heart dropped. Not today. Not when she already felt trapped between two choices. She picked up anyway. Mama Mensah, warm but stern. "Ajua, how are the studies going?" Ajua measured. "They are fine, Mama. My professors are happy with my work." "Good. Don't let anyone distract you. You know why you are there." Another knife to the chest. Her mother continued. "Your uncle's neighbor's daughter went abroad and forgot herself. Don't be like her." Ajua swallowed hard. She looked around, thinking of Ethan, thinking of tonight. If only her mother knew. "I won't forget myself." "Good girl. Call me tomorrow. Remember the cultural meeting. Our community expects you to show leadership." The call ended. Leadership, expectations, responsibilities. Stones added to an already full basket. The clock hit 7 p.m. Ajua stood outside the metro station, scarf tight around her neck, breath fogging the air. Then she saw him. Ethan, hands in pockets, head slightly tilted as he smiled at her. Not a wide smile, a soft one, the kind you give someone you've been wanting to see all day. He walked up slowly. "You made it." "I said I would." Their eyes lingered at each other a bit too long before Ethan nodded toward the street. "Come, I want to show you something before it gets too dark." They walked side by side, the silence comfortable, their shoulders brushing occasionally. Every touch sent a wave through her. They reached a small riverside bridge. Lights reflected beautifully on the water, shimmering like moving stars. Ethan leaned on the railing. "I come here when I'm overwhelmed. It helps me think." She stood beside him. "Are you overwhelmed now?" He looked at her, really looked. "Only because you matter more than I expected." Her breath caught. No one had said something like that to her before, in that way. She opened her mouth to respond. Something honest, something vulnerable. But suddenly, her phone vibrated sharply. A reminder. Cultural meeting, tomorrow, attendance required. The screen glowed like a warning sign. Ethan noticed the way her expression changed. "Is everything okay?" Ajua forced a smile, but it wasn't convincing. I just have a lot going on." He gently touched her hand. "Just once. Just enough. You can tell me, you know." Ajoa looked at him, at the calm in his eyes, at the warmth in his voice. She wanted to tell him everything, but the fear of mixing her two worlds, his world and her Ghanaian world, held her back like a rope tied around her chest. She shook her head softly. Not today. Ethan didn't push. He just nodded, accepting the invisible wall she put between them. But both of them felt it, a small crack forming. The wind grew colder as Ajoa and Ethan walked back toward the station. Neither spoke much. It wasn't an uncomfortable silence, but a silence full of things she wasn't ready to admit and things he was afraid to ask. When they reached the entrance, Ethan stopped first. Ajoa, about tonight. She lifted her hand slightly, not touching him, but enough to stop his words. It was nice, really. I'm trying to figure things out. He nodded, though she could see the disappointment he tried to hide. Okay, just know that I'm here, whenever you are ready. That made her chest tighten again. Kindness was sometimes heavier than pressure. Ajoa forced a warm smile. Good night, Ethan. Good night. She walked away first, but she felt his eyes on her until she disappeared into the stairs. A pounding headache greeted her before the sun fully rose. Not from sickness, but from thinking too much. She dragged herself to the bathroom mirror. Her eyes were puffy. Her mind was crowded, and the reminder on her phone blinked with the persistence of a parent tapping her shoulder. Cultural meeting, 11 a.m. She sighed. There was no escaping it. By 10:40 a.m., she was already hurrying across campus toward the community hall. African students, mostly from Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya and Uganda, gathered outside, chatting and adjusting scarves. Some wore traditional clothing, others wore regular hoodies, but still greeted each other with cultural warmth. Ajoa spotted Amma and Kofi from her program. Amma playfully, You look tired, oh, Ajoa. Did you sleep or you were thinking about someone? Ajoa rolled her eyes but laughed. I was thinking about assignment. Please don't start. Kofi leaned against the doorframe smirking. Assignment or that tall guy we saw you with last week in the cafeteria? Ajoa's heart skipped. She didn't expect anyone to remember that. Kofi, if you don't behave, I'll block you. They all laughed, but inside she suddenly felt exposed. If students noticed Ethan, how long before the Ghanaian community back home found out? Her mother? Her aunties? Her cousins who reported everything like breaking news? She swallowed her worry as they entered the hall. The room buzzed with conversation until the coordinator stepped forward. Welcome, everyone. This meeting is not only cultural, it is a reminder. When you are here, you represent your families, your communities, and your continent. Her shoulders tensed. We expect discipline, respect, no unnecessary relationships that distract you. Her stomach tightened. The coordinator continued. Next week, we will host a cultural showcase. Ajoa Mensah, you will represent Ghana in the leadership group. Her head snapped up. Me? The coordinator smiled proudly. Yes, you are one of our strongest students. You carry yourself well. You will set an example. Amma squeezed her hand excitedly, but all she felt was her throat closing. Example, representative, role model, another weight, another expectation. And suddenly she thought about Ethan again. How could she balance all this with him? How could she tell her community, or worse, her mother, that she was falling for someone her culture would question? Her phone buzzed. A message from Ethan. Hope your meeting is going well. Can we talk later? Her heart twisted, because the more her two worlds pulled at her, the more it felt impossible to keep herself in the middle. Ajua left the cultural meeting feeling heavier than when she arrived. Her head buzzed with expectations, responsibilities, and the pressure of representing Ghana. Every smile she forced for her peers felt like a mask. Her phone vibrated again. It was Ethan. "I know today was intense. Want to meet for a walk? Just you and me." She stared at the screen. A walk. Just the two of them. Nothing official. Nothing risky. But dangerous all the same. Her thumb hovered over the keyboard. Her mind raced. If my mother knew. If my community knew. If I slip even once. Her chest tightened. Yet another part of her whispered, "You've waited too long. Maybe you deserve a little kindness." She typed, finally, "Okay, I'll meet you." Ethan was waiting at the small park near the river. When he saw her, his face lit up with a soft, genuine smile. Not teasing, not arrogant, just calm and warm. "You came." "Yes, I needed this. Sort of a break from everything." He nodded knowingly. No questions, no judgment, just presence. They walked side by side. Silence wasn't awkward, it was comforting. And then Ethan spoke, gently. "I know you have a lot on your plate, and I don't want to add to it, but I want you to know that you can lean on me if you need to." Ajua's heart skipped. Lean on him? She wasn't sure if she could. Not fully. Not yet. I don't know if I can. There's a lot I need to balance." He stopped walking, looking at her. "You're allowed to say that. I'm not asking for more than you are ready to give. Just let me be here when you need someone." She swallowed hard. The words hit deeper than she expected. Kindness, patience, a rare gift she wasn't used to. For a moment, they walked in silence again. Then Ethan spoke softly. "I like you, Ajua. Not in a play with feelings way. I mean genuinely. And I know you have boundaries and rules and everything else. I just wanted you to know." Ajua froze. Her heart pounded. A million thoughts raced. Mother, expectations, community, school, culture, responsibility. She could say nothing. She could deny it. She could run. But a small voice inside whispered, "Maybe it's okay to feel this." Her lips barely formed the words. I don't know what to say." "That's okay. You don't have to. I just wanted to be honest." Even as they continued walking, her chest felt lighter, yet heavier at the same time. Every step forward was a step deeper into something she didn't fully understand, but couldn't stop. By the time they returned to the campus gates, the sun had set. Ajua looked at Ethan, and for the first time, she felt the real pull of choice. Her world demanded responsibility. Her heart demanded honesty. Two worlds collided in her chest. One she was ready to honor, one she was ready to explore. She took a deep breath, feeling the shift inside. "Tomorrow, I want to see you again." Ethan smiled. Not triumphant, not smug, just quietly, sincerely happy. "Tomorrow, I'll be here." And just like that, a new chapter began. A chapter where responsibilities and feelings would clash, where rules and heartbeats would fight, and where Ajua would start learning that love sometimes demands courage before clarity.